Hi guys, it's me, it's Deetra. And I know it's been a while. It's been 3 weeks or so, I think, since I've been on here. And I apologize for the lateness of this video. It has been a little bit of time, and I'm glad to be back. Um, Lighting isn't so great, but and I apologize for that. I'm not good with this stuff, but guys, you got to work with me and be patient with me as I try to maneuver and fix this stuff. Let me see if I can adjust a little bit. Maybe that looks. I don't know. I don't know if it does or not. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I'm in some light and you can see my butt. Let's see. Where am I? Been working and doing some stuff, so that's part of the problem. Just getting new things happening. Um, Things that I have been learning about this perimenopause, because that was, remember, the conversation is perimenopause and aging and weight loss, and also doing vegan. I'm on a month and a half of no meat. Um, Feel good, except for the fact that I noticed that I started eating more carbs, and carbs for my body are dreadful. Yeah, I think you tend to substitute what you can't eat with something else that you can, and it's not necessarily the best thing for your body. So you have to be very, very careful, I think. So I don't know how many people out there have had that problem. Are there people like me who have really, really a low tolerance for carbs, and that your body starts hanging on to the fat from them? If you are, please say something at the bottom about how you deal with it. Uh, it's just the carbs are they're just not good for me. So I'm gonna have to figure out something else along with not eating meat. And I will tell you that I did do the Atkins diet some years back, like in 2005, and I lost a bunch of weight. I was doing that and training for a marathon. I lost a whole bunch of weight, and I got down to a really great tiny size, really where I want to be again. I want to get back to that size. But I cut out carbs completely. I didn't drink for the whole time, no alcohol, no carbs. It was just a lot of vegetables, and I was also in school, so I didn't have a lot of money. So I was eating a lot of spinach and tuna, or spinach and tuna and eggs, or spinach. I had avocado. I loved it, loved it. It was great. And it was one of my favorite meals. So I think I'm going to have to go back to that. And but I didn't want to just go with no carbs whatsoever. I want to have some carbs in my life, because I feel like I don't want to just deny myself for the rest of my life that situation. I'm already denying myself some other things like meat, sodas, ice cream. Oh, by the way, I tried another ice cream. It was an ice cream made from soy milk, or excuse me, almond milk. Maybe it's an acquired taste, but it sure did not taste like my Haagen-Dazs butter pecan. It was just, it just didn't do it for me. I felt like I was missing something still. And I don't want to feel like I'm missing. And that's the hardest part, I think, is when you're substituting without meat, and now you have to substitute with something else that has nothing to do with the animal product. It's finding stuff that makes a difference. And I don't eat ice cream often, but when I do, I love Haagen-Dazs butter pecan, or vanilla, but really the butter pecan. It is by far the best. So I don't know. I'm wrestling with that one. I really am, because I feel like I know it comes from the cow, and I know that I don't want to, go against the cow, and they're milking the cow, and I know maybe it is an acquired taste. Maybe I have to find another vegan type of ice cream, or maybe I have to let that dairy product go completely and find, I don't know, sorbet, and fall in love with sorbets or something. So I've got to figure it out. I really want to stick to my guns on not eating meat. I will tell you, it's not necessarily the easiest to transition. I do miss thinking about having a steak sometimes, because it was one of the things I dreamt about having when I got to Texas. Is like, Texas is known for their steaks, and Texas is known for, the barbecues and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm going to indulge. And now it's like, I can't indulge. Jeez, what am I gonna? So I've got to find vegan restaurants that are fantastic, and I've also got to become a very good vegan chef. I think that's the key, is learning to do it really well yourself, cook really well. And I do believe in seasonings, and I said that before. So maybe it's that. I have had some meatless, excuse me, grounds that were soy non-soy and gluten-free. So that was fantastic. They were good. I made tacos with those. Like you had the little tiny tortilla shells and just put the meat in there, the meatless the stuff in there, and put some like onions on top, and it was good. I mean, it did not have the same taste as when you have a carne asada taco from a taco truck like in Los Angeles. Like fantastic. Like I die for this, right? But it's it's something that for me, do it, get used to it, make it happen, And if you and I put a little soy sauce on there just to give it a little oomph because I was like, it's not picking up the flavors. I find that sometimes the flavors aren't connecting sometimes the same way as it does in meat. So it's gonna be an adjust, so it tastes more plain than when I do have some type of meat product in there. And I think it really is just acquired taste, and then it'll start picking up the more I keep playing and getting and used to it. So it's an adjustment. I'm trying to get to it. I'm doing it, but it has been a month and a half. And my cousin also, she's been now a month and a half too, because she was just a couple days after me. After I stopped, she stopped about 3 days after I did. So and let's see what else. My weight. The last time I weighed it, one time I weighed it was 183.8, and I was like, oh my God, 183.8, yes, yes. Okay, but then last week I weighed, and it said 188, and I started doing jump squats, and weights, and I know that weight picks up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe someone can explain this. I don't know if because of the hormones that are happening in my body and the change, I'm holding weight more. It won't let go. The carbs that I have been eating have put weight on me. I'm pretty sure of that. I think that's what it is. I don't know if it's your body also continues to go through the cycle as if you're going to have your menstrual cycle, and you still have your hormones, so where you gain weight, because that's what happened to me when I would have my menstrual cycle. I would gain weight, water weight or whatever weight it is, and so I would be like, ugh, and my chest would give it all that stuff, and it was the worst for me. It was always the worst. It was very uncomfortable. I noticed that I don't have necessarily the mood swings as I did when I had my cycle, believe it or not. I do have sometimes some anxieties about things, some stress about things, but they are things that I've worried about for years. Mainly things like, am I going to get married ever? Am I going to meet the one? Am I going to, where's my life going? What am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? I want to be where I want to be, and I'm not necessarily exactly where I want to be at this point. So it's stuff like that, but I don't know that it's an attitude change because of my perimenopause and it's stress, or just my normal thing. I think it's just my normal situation. And I just pray and do a lot of praying and a lot of praying and a lot of praying and a lot of talking to God. So that's what I do, and talking to myself and I do that. I'm very into, like, let me get this spiritual situation out here. Let me figure out how to get through this. So I think the weight gain is probably carb based and hormones. Sometimes I feel like I'm, just blown up, and then sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm kind of small. Yeah, I'm kind of small. I feel small. So, and that's what happened when I would have a cycle. So I don't know if those things are still connected, even though you're going through the hormone change and your eggs are no more. I'm not having a cycle. I will tell you that. I haven't had anything in, I don't even know. Not since at least a year and a half. I've not had to use any feminine products in a year and a half. That's how I knew this is what's going on. That was like my dead giveaway. Um, and then now the hot flash is crazy. It is hot where I am. On top of it, it's Texas. And Dallas is hot, 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 and humid. And I remember when I lived in New York and it was humid, and I would be like, my God, what is this? You know, because coming from California, we don't really have humidity. And now I'm like, woo, back in it. Okay, yes. And having to drive in traffic, which is even crazier. So it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. Getting used to it and your body changing on top of it. It's a lot. And all I can do is I have my face pads, I have my handkerchiefs, and I just pat, 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 pat. And I have my fans, and I just fan. If you notice, I make a lot of sounds, noises. That's kind of who I am. People think it's funny. It's just I do that. It's me. Yeah, that's it. It's just plugging through this whole process and praying that it all goes smoothly with ease and not too much strain, that I stay sane throughout it, and that hopefully somehow my hormones will balance enough that I start to actually see a movement on the scale down to where I want to be again. Um, yeah, yeah. The other thing is, have people out there noticed that your hair gets lighter? In other words, do you lose hair? It's thinning, it thins a bit. I wondered if anybody else had that same situation. My hair is already very, very fine, but then sometimes I think, oh my God, it's kind of thin. It's getting thin. But I don't see anything falling out. Nothing's coming out. That's what's crazier. Nothing's coming out. It's just thin. Like it's not growing as it's still growing too, which is funny because my locks are longer, but I don't know. And it's a lot. What am I saying? So if you have any comments, please post them down below. Share your experience, please. I truly, truly appreciate it. It really does help me to understand what's going on with my body, what's going on with me inside. Am I the only person out here going through this crazy? Any suggestions you have about how you get through it, especially the weight gain and a loss each week? Do you have that same problem as if you were having a cycle? Please share this kind of information. And if you are a vegan and you want to give me some suggestions on vegan restaurants in the Texas area, which is great, in the Dallas area, that'd be great. I would love to know about those. Or vegan recipes that you have, or vegan websites you want to recommend to me. I totally appreciate it. I go online and I constantly look, and I'm going to start making a list, because every time I start these videos I really forget, but sometimes what I was going to say, so that's why it sounds kind of random, and forgive me for that. But I'm going to do a little bit better job and start writing down what I want to talk about, and then say, okay, this is it, and give my suggestions on places and things that I've tried. Okay, and also show you pictures like the meatless crumbs or meatless grounds that I had. They were fantastic. I can get them, they're in the trash. So anyway, they're really, really good. They were actually good. So, all right, thanks. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I'll see you when I see you, hopefully in a week. If not, then it'll be 2. I might make these every 2 weeks instead. So I have something to talk about, and hopefully some physical movement down on the scale. All right, peace and love and happiness. Ashe.